Good morning to you indeed. If I told you today is the 15th of July, would you believe me? Or would you question me on that? It is indeed the 15th of July, 2025. And I say that because time is going by so swiftly. Just the other day it was, and so today it is, the 15th of July. And so to you I say good morning, welcome to Tuesday, good having you company. I'm Pearson Bowen. As always, it is wonderful to get up to keep you company. I hope you feel the same way about us as well. So thank you if you choose to do so. Remember always, you can follow us on our streams on Facebook, YouTube, or our website, cbc.bb. And to each of you, we say thank you for doing so. You've been doing marvelously because I've asked you to do one thing, which is to share the show and to bring others along, and you have been doing so. I thank you for being so obedient indeed, and just a good champion of the cause. Thank you very, very much for seeking to help us indeed. Remember, if you know of something or someone whose story we gotta tell, then tell us about it. Send us an email. Our email address is morninbarbados@cbc.bb. morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And to all of you, thanks, thanks, thanks. If you are a visitor to our island, and there's so many things happening on our island already, and we want to welcome you. We want to welcome you to paradise, as TC reminds you indeed. And while you're here, enjoy who we are. You are our guests, and we're glad that you've come. Thank you for coming. Auntie Faye, good morning to you as well. She's wishing to all of you a fantastic Tuesday. We say the same to you, Auntie Faye. Patricia Ben, good morning. She sends love to the entire crew. Sweet Rons, good morning to you as well. It's a rainy Tuesday in some parts of the island. It's not raining everywhere. And if it's raining where you are truly blessed. But she wants all of you to be safe today. Vereen Walker, how are you doing? She sends morning to Barbadians and Barbadians everywhere. To you too, Vereen. Have a lovely today. Janice Jordan, how are you? She says, good morning, Barbados. Good morning, Bajans. This sounds like a Janice from somewhere else. Janice, where are you? Tell us quickly where you're watching from. We'd love to know. But I haven't said word Janice before, so here we go. So Janice, welcome. You're perhaps one of the new ones to join our community of commenters of Morning Barbados. Said, oh, you're coming from the Bronx. I thought so. Good morning to you, Janice. Thank you so much for watching us from the Bronx in New York. So good having you company, everybody. Welcome to a lovely, lovely Tuesday. Now, because it's Tuesday, it means that tomorrow is Wednesday. That means that tomorrow is also the day where we want to encourage you to assemble at Combermere School in the evening at 6. That's when you'll have an opportunity to sit with that committee who will be looking at some revisions to the Mental Health Act to share your points of view. We'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. But today I want to remind you that tomorrow, 6 o'clock at Combermere School in the hall, is the first meeting for everyone to come and share your perspectives on those proposals to the Mental Health Act. It is critical that you do so. There's so many areas at which they've looked. And so they have their notes. They want to hear from you, your thoughts on those notes as they make the proposal to government to make the changes to the Mental Health Act. So that's important. Note it. It's tomorrow. It is tomorrow, 6 o'clock, the Combermere School. Now, coming up today, the free movement of CARICOM people will consume our conversation on CARICOM. Oh, all of the possibilities that portend right there, we can't wait to hear about. And so, of course, if you have any question about it too, we'll be happy to raise those questions with Ambassador David Kamishong in just a moment. We introduced you this morning to a team of people who are athletes who are heading to Guyana. Why and who are they? And how are they preparing to bring gold back to Barbados? We'll introduce you to them in just a little while. We'll also meet a Barbadian woman who has built a brand and a name for herself, but there is a very good reason that she's done so, and a very good reason why she's been so successful. She'll talk to us a little bit this morning about her journey and the examples that we can learn, and it's about the lessons we can learn from her example indeed. And so that's a story you ought not to miss this morning. And boy, could we use a little piece today. Versi Wild has taken up that challenge, and so he's challenging you to join him on the Peace Challenge. We'll talk to him about the mechanics of it and a whole lot more this morning. But it's now 5 minutes after 6 o'clock. Let's get started in our conversation on CARICOM. As always, we sit with Barbados Ambassador to CARICOM, His Excellency David Kamishong. Ambassador, good morning to you.
Morning, Pearson.
Welcome back.
It's always good to be home.
It always feels like forever before you return.
CBC Studio is home as well.
I'll be happy to have you home. Welcome home. Have a glass of water on us. So here we are now. We're back from the 49th regular meeting of the CARICOM Heads of Government, at which there were some groundbreaking groundbreaking decisions made and announcements made as well. One of which is the opportunity now for CARICOM nationals to move around freely.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yes, that was the single most important and historic accomplishment of that Heads of Government conference in Montego Bay. And we really need to reflect on it because this has been a long time coming. You know, Montego Bay is a historic town in our Caribbean community. It was there in 1947 that Grantley Adams, Norman Manley, Albert Gomes, all the great leaders gathered to meet with the British colonial authorities to agree on a West Indian Federation. So that was where that decision was fundamentally taken. And of course, we then had the Federation, 1958, 1962. Jamaica pulled out, Trinidad pulled out, it collapsed. And one of the reasons that Jamaica pulled out, you know, there are many reasons, but one of them was this issue of free movement. This almost irrational fear of, back then, it was Jamaica, which was the then leading economy, fearing that these people from the small islands of the Eastern Caribbean would invade Jamaica. And that was one of the things that led to the collapse. So ever since the collapse of the Federation in 1962, we have been trying to work our way back to unity, to that integrated Caribbean. Of course, we went the route of CARIFTA, the free trade area, that evolved into CARICOM. But all along, the idea of free movement of our people eluded us. Finally, when we decided, look, CARICOM had to go beyond just a common market, and it had to be a single market and single economy, then free movement became a necessity.
Right.
And in fact, this is the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, right? This, you know, we had the original treaty in 1973, and then we made about 9 major amendments, and we brought all those amendments together and produced the revised treaty. And in the revised treaty, the original treaty did not speak about freedom of movement because there was all this fear. But by the time we did the revised treaty, we did an Article 45, which said, and I quote, "Member states commit themselves to the goal of free movement of their nationals within the community." The goal.
Yes.
So ever since this revised treaty was produced, we have been trying to see how we can move from simply committing to the goal to committing to the actual free movement. And I must tell you, Pearson, the achievement that we made in Montego Bay last week, the background to it was that there was an intergovernmental task force that I had the honor to chair, that we did the technical work to produce the text that would outline what free movement would look like.
Right.
And we were able in Montego Bay to rely on that text and to produce that decision. And the reason why, and I must say that the decision that was made in Montego Bay last week is not for all CARICOM member states to do the free movement. Because some states said, we are ready. Some states said, we need a little more time. And the 4 states that said, we are ready now are Barbados, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. Now, in the past, it would have been impossible for 4 to go ahead, because in the past, we had this rule that you had to make unanimous decisions. So everybody, if we wanted to do something, everybody had to be willing to go, or nobody could go. But we had a good sense about 3 years ago to say, look, this is holding back progress. So we did something called the Protocol for Enhanced Cooperation, which says that if a minimum of 3 member states want to do something that is in keeping with the treaty, and the others are not ready, that that a minimum of 3, they can be given permission from the entire body to go ahead, with the understanding that when the others are ready, they will join in. So that's what happened last week. These 4 applied to the entire body for permission for the 4 of us to go ahead and, in a sense, lead the way. And it's a historic decision, Pearson. It's history that we made, and it's going to be very exciting. Barbados, Belize, Dominica, and St. Vincent.
You said you crafted a paper that would show how free movement would look. And so talk to us a little bit about what it could look like when we talk about free movement.
Yes, this was what we did. The technical work that the Intergovernmental Task Force did to produce a new Article 45. That the original Article 45 said we commit to the goal. The new Article 45 said we are going to do it. And this outlines how it's to be done. So basically the idea is this, that the citizens of these 4 countries, and it will only apply to the citizens of these 4 countries, we have said we will permit the citizens of the participating countries to be able to travel to enter, to live, to work in any of those 4 countries without the need for any work permit, without the need for any entry permit. However, the treaty does provide certain precautions, because the treaty says yes, we are giving citizens the right to move. However, there are certain precautions. For example, Article 226, nothing in this chapter shall be construed as preventing the adoption or enforcement by any member state of measures to protect public morals or to maintain public order and safety. So for example, a state would be entitled, if a person is a national security threat, if a person is a criminal, you're entitled to say, nope, no, we're not allowing you in because you are a threat. You will be a threat to the safety. If, the community law also says that a state will be entitled to refuse entry if a person is likely to become a charge on the public purse. In other words, it's likely to become a welfare case.
Right.
So, although it is free movement, there are certain safeguards. You can keep out the criminals. You can keep out anybody who clearly is not going to be coming to add
any value
to your society, but to be a drain on the society. So you can keep out those persons, and if they do come in, a person comes in, breaks the law, you can put them out. You can deny them that right. But the regime is really for constructive citizens who want to move for good purposes, who want to come and be part of a new society and to make a contribution. And the regime also says that when they come, they're going to have certain basic rights, okay? And the basic rights are these. If a person comes, he moves, he's living, he's working among us, we will give him the same right to primary education, secondary education that we give to our own citizens.
Right.
So whatever we give to our citizen, they will get to. Similarly, emergency health care, primary health care, whatever services we give to our citizens, we will give to them too. So those are the basic rights.
There's some people who would ask, but at whose cost? Who pays for that?
Just like any Barbadian citizen, and likewise when Barbadians go to those countries, they would have the same right as the citizens of those countries. So, we in Barbados, this new regime may help us with a very troubling problem that we have in Barbados. One of the big problems we have in Barbados is that we have the demographic profile of a developed country. That is, we have an increasingly aging population. Barbadians are producing less children. So in fact, we have not been naturally by childbirth reproducing our population, keeping our population growing since 1980. Were it not for some incoming migration into Barbados, our population would really have been on the decline because we're having less, Barbadians are having less children, right? So we have this problem where, when the Motley administration came in 2018, they did a demographic analysis of the Barbadian population, and that analysis showed that ideally we probably need another 80 to 100,000 people to make our economy function at its maximal. So Barbados really needs an infusion of young or relatively young, economically active people. People who will come, people who will become part of the workforce, they will work, they will pay their taxes, they will pay into the national insurance scheme, and by so doing, they will provide the buffer for that aging population. Right. So this I'm not saying that this will solve that problem, but this will probably, this is likely to help, to some extent.
I want to look at the fears, the other fears that Barbadians have. I'm talking from the Barbadian perspective here, and we'll do that when we come right back after this break. Back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
19 past the hour, we're talking to Ambassador David Commichon, Barbados Ambassador to CARICOM, and we're talking here about the free movement that 4 Caribbean states will be having of nationals between themselves: Barbados, Belize, Dominica, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And so, naturally, conversation has already begun in each area about some concerns that they may have. And so I want to be able to put to you, Ambassador, some of those concerns. The impact of the influx of people from elsewhere on our social services here. How do you see this free movement either impacting negatively, or what do you see to be some of the, is that a real rational fear to have?
Well, first of all, I don't think this new regime is going to precipitate any flood of incoming migrants. And I say that because we have the example of the Skills National Program, which we have been operating now for 20 years. And we have 12 skills, So it's a wide range of skills. And we have never seen any deluge, any flood of people either coming in or Bajans going out. So I don't expect that to change. So I think we will see modest movement in and out, Bajans going out, persons coming in. I think it is more about breaking that. I think we have broken a psychological barrier this freedom of movement regime that gives us the possibility, if we desire, to move freely. I think it's about breaking that psychological barrier, where we have come to a stage now where we can confidently say we don't fear our neighbors, we don't fear our kith and kin, and we can open up to them and they can open up to us. But I don't think there's going to be any great flood. The other thing is this. So when we look at Barbados, if we take the case of Barbados, let's look at our capacity. So the question would be, do we have capacity constraints in our education system and in our health system? Because these are the two areas in which people will get rights. If you look at our education system, as I indicated, we have not been reproducing our population since 1980. So we have been having less children. So in fact, if you look at the numbers, there are significantly less students in our primary and secondary school system than say 20 or 30 years ago. We were producing more children back then. So we have the same number of schools, maybe even more. We have the same complement of teachers, but yet we have lesser quantity of students. So I don't think there's any real capacity constraint where the education system is concerned. Health system, well, Barbados is blessed with a beautiful network of polyclinics. We have this wonderful Queen Elizabeth Hospital, which is within the Eastern Caribbean, the most sophisticated and comprehensive general hospital. So I can't swear about the capacity of the health system. The education system, I think, is clearer. But I would be confident in saying that the Barbados health system would be more than capable of managing what I expect to be the modest numbers that will be coming in. Oh, and I need to make this point as well. The revised Treaty of Chaguaramas always has safeguards built in. So Article 47, I'll just quote Article 47. Where the exercise of rights granted under this chapter creates serious difficulties in any sector of the economy of a member state or occasions economic hardships in a region of the community, a member state adversely affected thereby may, subject to the provisions of this article, apply such restrictions on the exercise of the rights as it considers appropriate in order to resolve the difficulties or alleviate the hardships. So there are always safeguards that if something went wrong, if you began to see some negative effects, that your government will be within its right to say, hold on, we need to apply some restrictions here, So Barbadians should be conscious of that. There are always safeguards built into the treaty so that depending on what results materialize, you could make some changes, some modifications to always safeguard the home population.
And I think that could then apply to a whole host of other concerns, whether it's because of access to jobs, security and the like. There are safeguards built in to the treaty that say...
I want to make this point about jobs, though, because there are a lot of people who have this idea that in a country, there's a finite number of jobs. And so that if somebody comes in and gets a job, it means, but an economy doesn't work like that. It's not a zero-sum game that there's in Barbados. There are 100 jobs. If somebody comes in and gets one, it means that there's one less for Barbadians. No, an economy doesn't work like that. In fact, when you get an addition, an augmentation of people working in an economy, producing, adding, helping to multiply the economic activities, what you will find is that through that process you will create additional jobs. And this is why we say it will be helpful to Barbados if we have some infusion of relatively young, economically active people working and adding to our workforce and adding to the whole complex of production and economic activities of our society.
So here we are, Barbados, Belize, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Dominica. It's interesting, the combination, one, and it's interesting, the relationship. What do you see this means for the four of us, really, to charge forward together, to really start free movement of CARICOM nationals?
Yes, well, you know, I just love the idea that by virtue of this regime, and it's going to come into effect on the 1st of October, the 1st of October, I just love the idea that we now have, in the entire world community, we now have some special brothers and sisters, some kith and kin. Because with these three countries now, Barbados, we are now going to have the closest and most intimate relationship we have. With all of the countries of the world. These three are going to be really special to us because it is only these three countries whose citizens will have the right to freely enter and live among us and work among us. And similarly, we will be treated that way with these three countries. So it's going to create a very special relationship between the four of us. And what makes it doubly significant is that, you know, Barbados is the eastern border of CARICOM. We are the easternmost state. Belize is the western border of CARICOM. They're the westernmost state. And then we have, you know, in the middle, St. Vincent and Dominica. And of course, we Barbadians, we have had a long-standing relationship with St. Vincent and Dominica, many Vincies and Dominicans who live here. And likewise, Bajans have gone out to St. Vincent and Dominica. Belize is going to be the new factor. Belize on the Central American mainland. New to us. Many Barbadians probably don't know a lot about Belize. By our standards, it's a massive country. Belize is some 52 times the size of Barbados. Very diverse country, a country with Mayan ruins, you know, a Mayan ancestry, Garifuna people, and the Garifuna, the so-called Black Caribs that many people don't know, have their origin in Barbados. Enslaved Africans escaped the plantations in Barbados, headed to St. Vincent on a little raft, a little boat. In St. Vincent, mingled with the Kalinago, the so-called yellow Carib, produced the black Carib. The British ultimately deported those people to Belize. So we actually have an ancestral connection through the Garifuna people, Barbados, St. Vincent, Belize. And of course, the Dominica was a center of the Kalinago people. So, I mean, there are connections, historical connections that many of us are probably not even aware of. But the point about Belize has tremendous possibilities. And, you know, a couple of years ago I was in Belize, and I noticed many Chinese expatriate business people going to Belize, taking advantage of economic activities, setting up businesses. And it occurred to me that young, enterprising Barbadians could very well find Belize, you know, a fertile field for their life opportunities, career opportunities. So I look forward to Barbadians getting to know Belize, exploring Belize, looking for economic opportunities, and likewise, I look forward to our Belizean brothers and sisters coming here and becoming part of our society, just like Vincies and Dominicans have been part of our society for many, many years now.
Between now and October 1st, what needs to happen so that on October 1st, we're all together on this?
Well, what needs to happen is that all of the relevant government agencies, immigration, police, the Labor Department, National Insurance, we have to, and we have to do all that is required to make this be implemented seamlessly. But this is not new to us. I mean, we have been having consultations, we've been meeting through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, through my own division within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the CARICOM division, through the Prime Minister's office, through our focal point, CSME focal point. We have been very proactive, and we have been meeting with the relevant government departments. The Solicitor General's office, Attorney General's office, they have already identified the regulations and the pieces of legislation that will have to be amended. Sometimes the legislative process can take some time, but you are still able to implement things through administrative practices. So even while you're working on doing the formal legislation, the government, the relevant government agencies can put administrative procedures in place to facilitate whatever needs to be facilitated. So we think we have it covered. We don't really foresee any difficulties implementing on the 1st of October. And this is why we went ahead. And this is why the other three went ahead. There are some other CARICOM countries that said that they too, they're committed and they are ready to go, but they are not quite ready to go as early as 1st October. So we would expect that, let's say over the next year or so, some others will want to join us. But we want these four to set a very good example, to do it well, and to show that this freedom of movement regime will be a win-win situation, a positive benefit for the participating countries and for, in fact, our entire Caribbean community.
Clearly a conversation to be continued. And so, Ambassador Comishon, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.
Always. Morning Barbados takes a break here. We're back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment's Bridges television series is back. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. on CBC TV 8. Don't you miss it.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV 8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about Solar Ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV 8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
Week after week, Scald presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
So it's 24 minutes now to the top of the hour, and so we're joined by some folks from a track club, which I'm not so sure if you know about, but if you don't, you'll find out more about this morning because they're preparing to head off to Guyana shortly. So joining me to talk a little bit more, our track club is Justina Bishop, who is the team captain for the team heading out to Guyana, but she's also quite an athlete. And across from her is their assistant coach of the Southern Stars Track Club, Mr. Patrick Bourne. To both of you, good morning.
Good morning.
Patrick, I'll start with you. Could you give me a sense of the history of the Southern Stars Track Club?
Well, the Southern Stars Track Club started in 2023 in November, so it'll be about a year and 8 months now, and they've been competing all the track meets. Last year they've been to Guyana and come back with over 20 medals. I joined the club in April this year as a assistant coach. Ricky Carter is the head coach. I have Mr. Hunt, the track coach, sprint coach in the club. I have Coach Brown, myself as an assistant. And when I joined the club, they told me that the club was going to Guyana again this year. So I decided that I will travel with the team as well.
So the club went to Guyana last year, came back with a whole set of medals. Was it, because you've only just joined, you really don't know about last year's performance, do you?
Not about all the performance.
All right. What about you, Justina? Do you know? Did you go last year?
Yes.
So
it was actually 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yes.
Talk to me about that experience in Guyana.
It was a new experience for me as I've never traveled overseas to compete in track and field. So the atmosphere was different. As I can say, the Guyanese people are very friendly. I made a lot of friends there, and they made me come up my zone of not speaking to people. So the competition was okay. I did place second in my 400 that year, and first in my triple jump that year. So the competition was quite intense, but.
So for you and the athletes, no doubt, it's an opportunity to continue competing because BSAC is all done.
Yes.
And so you're still looking for spaces to be able to upgrade your skills as you do so. So you've done the 400 meter, the 400 hurdle, the triple jump, and the long jump.
Yes.
And that's interesting because you're an athlete on the track and you're also an athlete on the field.
Yes.
And so talk to me about how you're able to balance both skill sets so that you are a champion.
Well, obviously with training, I make sure I taking endurance and my speed. And while I'm on the field for triple jump and long jump, I have to take in technique. So being able to practice with different drills and what's not helps me be able to move from the track onto the field in the sandpit.
And so Patrick, the ability though to see the talent and to hone that talent. So talk to me a little bit about some of the stars that exist in your track club.
Well, for a club that now started out, they had a Carifta athlete this year, Kevion Newton. He made the 4x1 team, and that was good for the club. And he also gone on now to play on the 19 cricket for the West Indies. So he's a cricketer. Right, so we have a lot of young athletes in the club coming up. Right, the young lady that there, Libby, right, she's showing a lot of talent. We have Jan Dearberg that finished second in the 800 at BSAT. She's here also. Right, I have Victory Bourne. Right, last year she was the junior champion in the 800. This year she compete as well in the 8 and the 15. Came as her as 4th place, and she's also a career athlete this year on the triathlon team. Right, so the club have a lot of young stars coming up.
A lot of significant athletes in there indeed.
Yeah.
How is it training them though? I mean, I guess because they are already in some way ready, you just have to hone and fix it and make sure it's ready for the podium. How many days do you spend getting the athletes ready for Guyana?
Well, the athletes train Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday and Saturday mornings.
4 days a week.
Yeah. So they normally do a lot of tempo and drills and things like on the Tuesdays and Thursdays. Right. Where they do the track work and running and so on Mondays and Saturdays. Right. For Justina, she have her days that she would do hurdles on her different days. Right. So it's a combine. All the coaches come together and everybody work. I normally work with about 6 children in the distant group. So everybody have their own groups that they work with.
Right.
The head coach, Ricky, he deal with the hurdles and the field events and different things like that. But so he is in Guyana right now. He gone down to put things in place. He and Coach Brown.
Wow. So the training is intense and the team is ready. How many, as team captain, Justina, talk to me about how you get everybody together and make sure that they stay focused on Team Barbados, Team Southern Track Club.
Well, I think they know best of when they have to compete is to be focused and stay motivated and just have fun doing it. So as a team captain, I just make sure that everyone's doing what they're supposed to do and make sure that no one's injured, or if they have any injuries, just make sure to tell the coach so he can sort it out for you. And that's.
Do you have to do pep talks?
No.
And so, what is your goal in terms of your own athletic career?
Right now, I want to go overseas to compete. Currently, I'm going to school online at the Delaware State University, so I'm looking to head over there maybe next year. But right now, when I go to Guyana, I want to at least come home with 2 medals in the 400 and the triple jump.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
At least you've set yourself that target.
Yes.
And how is she doing on that one, Patrick? She's doing well. Do you think she's ready to bring home those gold medals?
Yeah, I think so. She's been training hard, and the hard work is pay off.
Of course, it always does.
Yeah.
When are you going to Guyana, Justina? When?
This Wednesday. Yes.
Yeah, we leave
What's the date? Today's Tuesday.
We leave in
Yes, in tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah, we leave in the 16th tomorrow and coming back the 22nd. And the meet is from the 18th to the 20th, 3 days.
So you're competing on Friday,
Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday.
Up in Linden.
No, listen, you got to take care of yourself, girl, between now and your trip. So are you excited about this?
Yes, I am.
Boy, so how have you been mentally preparing yourself for this trip?
Well, mentally I've been locking in and staying positive, just visualizing how I want to execute my jumps and my 400 hurdle, over the weekend. And
have you been also psyching out some of the other athletes who you'll be competing against?
No, not really.
So you leave tomorrow and you return after the weekend.
Yes.
And so here we are now, the team, Patrick, is getting ready to fly out tomorrow for those that competition. In what sports disciplines are they competing?
Well, they're competing in, we have the little girl, Livy. She's on the 9. She'll be doing the 80 meter, 150. For the under 15s, they have 100, 200, 400. And then they have on the 18s, that will be from 100 up to 3,000 meters. And then you have the on the 20s.
How large is the team? How many people you're taking?
We're carrying 16 athletes.
16 athletes.
Yeah, but then some parents traveling, so There's about 32 of us that going down now.
Because you might be going.
Yes.
So that's fine. 16 athletes going out there to compete. And is it Barbados versus Guyana, or is it the Southern Stars Track Club versus other track clubs?
It is Southern Stars versus other track clubs, because other track clubs from the Caribbean
will be there
traveling there as well, yeah.
Really? So like, do you have any idea what other islands they're coming from?
I understand I have St. Vincent, teams from Trinidad and St. Lucia, a couple from St. Lucia. Yeah.
Wow.
I myself is an athlete, so this will be my first time actually traveling with a team. Most of the time I travel, you would probably hear about Patrick Bowen going to Utah.
Yes.
Alright, so I used to be traveling to compete all the time, but this time I'm traveling now as a coach to the team. So this is one of my medals here from last year from Utah.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, I got
That's
2
beautiful.
gold medals, 2 silver and 1 bronze.
Congratulations.
So I still, because of my daughter,
yes,
I keep up the running to help encourage her. Right, so
you want to lead by example.
Yeah.
Well, this is wonderful. I wish you both a safe trip, and the team as well. We'll meet some of the athletes in just a moment. But I'm looking for success from you guys. You know what success looks like. You know what success tastes like. And so that hunger, I'm sure you have to be able to repeat, and to repeat handsomely, to be able to come back with your medals as well. So thank you for joining me on the set this morning. I'll get to meet some of your other teams and tell your other teammates who are already in Ghana. Ricky Carter is there. I know Ricky. I wish the track club really the absolute best against the other competitors. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you.
Okay, thank
You're
you.
welcome. We're coming back after this break to even meet more of the Southern Stars Track Club in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories, and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons, which will surprise many, is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end, and what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
There is a saying,
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're 8 minutes to go to 7 o'clock. I'm here giving Livia the time of her life. What a conversation we're having indeed. These are the stars, really, of Southern Stars Track Club, who are representing their club and by extension representing Barbados in Guyana. They're traveling out tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Next to me is Naraya Reed. Naraya, good morning to you. You do 100s and 200s, right? You good at it? Speak loudly for me. Are you really, really good at it? I want to say so, but you have to convince me that you are. Are you? Yeah. Do you compete for your school? Speak up. What school are you with? And so do you win your 100s and 200s?
No, I don't.
But when you want to, you win, for sure. And so are you excited about going to Guyana?
Yes,
what are you looking forward to?
TV.
The personal best?
I can't hear you. I'm bringing back medals.
I'm bringing back medals. Don't whisper. I'm an old man with bad hearing. Okay? So you got to make sure that I can hear you loudly. So don't whisper to me. All right, so you're looking forward to doing your personal bests and bring back some medals. Have you ever been to Guyana before? When? The last time the team went? And did you do as well as? Okay, you're doing well. Victory. Now you are the triathlete.
Yes,
you are not just a triathlete, you are a national triathlete, as a matter of fact. And so you take sports quite seriously.
Yeah.
Do you love sports?
Yes, I do. It's actually
With an
fun.
example like your father, right?
Yeah.
Indeed. And so as a champion already at what you do, what advice do you give to the girls and the other members of your team to get them focused as winners?
To just take what you did in practice and put it on track, and it doesn't matter if you come first, if you get a PB, you just take it and as positive advice. Yeah.
Wow. As a triathlete, you run, you swim, and you cycle.
Yes, please.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And so those are three different
disciplines.
It tax you. It tax the living daylights out of you.
Yes.
How do you build yourself up well enough to be a really good triathlete?
A lot of training. It's training in all three disciplines. So you have I have certain days for different training. It's morning and evening. So it's you have to do a certain amount to at least get that to the point. So you just get accustomed to it.
But you also do the 400, 800, and the 1500. So you have stamina.
Yes.
I can't run any longer than 200 meters. After that, I am tired. And so here it is. You're doing the distance track, those three events as well in Guyana?
Yes, please.
All right. Have you had a chance to look at the other athletes who are competing in your categories?
Not yet. But I've seen the athletes from Carifta that ran, so I've seen their times.
Similar times to yours?
Yes, please.
So
in the
right
1500.
So right now you're a champion.
Yeah.
Well done indeed. Zendaya. Sorry about that. How are you?
Good.
Good. Are you too ready for Guyana?
Yes, please.
What are your pet events?
The 200, the 400, and the 800.
Oh, you're going the distance as well. All of you all is just showing off of me. And so what are you doing to get yourself ready for Guyana tomorrow?
I'm training to get better and have a personal best and to bring back medals. Yeah.
And that's your focus right now. What school are you in?
Christchurch Foundation.
Christchurch. That's a good school. My godson is going to the Christchurch Foundation. Stop it. He's going to Christchurch Foundation for the new school term. And so here it is. Because you're from the Christchurch, you come from a tradition of excellence as well, right?
Yes, please.
And so you're excited to continue that tradition.
Yes, please.
All right. Livia, my girl. Livia tells me she is this year old. This amount of years old. Can you see the numbers of fingers up in the air? Livia, how many fingers do I have up in the air?
7.
Correct. And therefore you're a big girl, right?
Yes.
You're almost a woman, Livia. Well done. And so are you excited about going to Guyana?
Yes, please.
This is your first trip to Guyana, right?
Yes, please.
Wow. What do you think you'll be able to do while you're in Guyana?
Shopping?
Your mother told you that, right?
Yes.
Get ready for the shopping. You better get ready for the track as well. What are you really good at doing on the track?
The 150.
150 meters? You could run that long?
Yes, please.
You know, Livia told me before we started she could challenge me in a 150 meter race and that she would beat me bad, right? Livia, you did say that to me?
Yes.
And do you still believe that's possible?
Yes.
You really, really do?
Yes.
Who is your favorite athlete? Do you have a favorite athlete?
No.
Okay, what school do you go to?
Christchurch Girls.
One in Christchurch girls, no problem. But then again, you are the Southern Stars track club. And so, are you ready to compete on the weekend? What are you doing to get ready to make sure that you are a winner?
I don't know.
You don't know. You're just doing you. You're just excited to travel. Is this your first time on a plane?
No.
Oh, so you're a girl. You know what to do. What time do I have to get to the airport for?
3:30.
3:30 tomorrow? Because I'm coming with you.
6:30.
What time do I have to get to the airport for, Olivia?
6:30.
No problem. So when I get there and I see you, can I sit next to you? Good girl. We'll have a lot of fun on the plane indeed. And so here we are, Victory. The team is getting ready to head off to Ghana. And no doubt we're intending to bring home medals.
Yes, please.
Between now and your competition start on Friday, what are you expecting the ladies to get themselves to be able to do?
When they go over there, just perform and so people will see what we come from Barbados, and they'll see that we're good athletes, and to prepare, don't hurt yourself, because they put in the training way before. So when we get over there, we'll be prepared to get on the track and just medals.
You've already done the training, so you know what to do. So don't stress yourself out. Just do what you know your coaches have been teaching you to do, and just perform. Just get in there and do it, and stay safe as well as you do so. So I'm looking forward to your results. I'm looking for Livia to hear that you are a champion. Show me the champion position. Yeah. Oh my goodness! Look at Livia. Well done indeed. And so Livia is already a little champion built in indeed. And so to each of you ladies, are there young men going with you as well?
Yes, please.
Good. How many? There's 16 on the team. How many men? Boys?
2.
Only 2? Okay. We have to work hard on getting more boys in the club. Okay.
We have more boys in the club, but they aren't going.
They aren't going.
Yeah.
All right. Those only 2 are going indeed.
Yeah.
But you will do well. I declare it so. So to each of you, well done. Naraya? I keep calling her name wrong. Victory, Jendaya, and Livia, my little girl, Livia indeed. To each of you and the rest of the team, well done. And we're looking forward to excellence from you always. Thank you so much for joining us. You're welcome. Livia, don't forget, keep my seat for me here.
Okay.
Gotcha. All right. We're taking a break here, folks. We're back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.tv, and together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment, Bridges Television.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Let's take a look at news now. 138,000 Barbadians have enrolled so far to pursue the various courses offered through the National Transformation Initiative. Director Dr. Alison Leacock shared that information while noting that the NTI is celebrating 5 years of offering free, internationally recognized online courses to citizens. The NTI director was on the People's Business with Tertiary Education Minister Sandra Husbands and Director of the Learning and Development Unit in the Ministry of Training and Tertiary Education, Faye Marie Brown. They were discussing training, upskilling to meet global challenges. Dr. Leacock noted that the courses are deliberately curated to align with government's agenda.
So we have the blue and green economy, we have a tourism academy, we have a media academy, we have agriculture and agribusiness, we have financial, legal, health and wellness, sport. I can go on. There are about 19. And of course, we have a 21st Century Educators Hub, which is specifically designed to help equip our teachers for a completely new learning and teaching environment. The challenge is not just about the kinds of subjects and the curriculum that we have to focus on for the future, but it is also really about recognizing that we have to learn a new way of teaching because we have a new student.
Well, during that program, it was also disclosed by Ms. Brown that a digital academy to train 18,000 public servants is set to open before year end. The training is intended to enable the public sector employees to work effectively, utilizing continuously changing technologies and help Barbadians reach and maintain global competitiveness.
We do have a digital competency framework that essentially sets out to help our public officers understand how to navigate digital workflows, how to use data responsibly, and how to embrace tech-enabled service delivery. That's the objective behind the framework. And ultimately, the objective for us as a ministry is to be able to launch that digital academy for public officers by November later this year.
Ms. Brown says a digital academy training will no doubt lead to improved levels of service delivery from public officers, and according to her, the overall benefits will be felt far beyond the public service.
But it's also the citizens who benefit, because increasingly we are offering services, government services, digitally. So we are not only reaching out to our public officers, but essentially they too are citizens who will benefit from this competency framework, this digital competency framework, and they will benefit from the Digital Academy.
The recently completed Foul Bay Beach Road is expected to bring back life and activity to the rural area as workmen from the Ministry of Environment and Natural Beautification apply the finishing touches. A call has been made for the area to be further enhanced. Trevor Thorpe has that story.
Officials at the Marco Polo restaurant say the repaved road will be the new beginning to the area, a position supported by 94-year-old George Dash. Knowing the beach was the place for sport, leisure and other social activities, he is calling for the development to continue. Mr. Dash would also like technology used to help enhance the surroundings.
I would like to see have a public bathroom just like there, but I know that they've got to be very careful because they've got a lot of people who like to help themselves to things, you see. But they will find some way, even if they install cameras around the place. That's all they need, some cameras. and the cameras can be hidden places. And like in Britain, you will have a camera looking after each other.
The rebuilding work took 2 weeks, and resident Olivia Weeks is happy with the development. She says Foul Bay Beach was also high on the to-do list for visitors to the island and thinks it could return to its former glory.
It's still popular because we have lots of tourists passing throughout the day, and then you'll find some of the locals down here also eating lunch and stuff.
Resident Christopher Tull says the new road comes in time for the staging of the Gathering St. Philip activities.
We are very proud and happy that we finally have a road. For the past 15 years we've been looking for a road, and it finally came true, thanks to the Mayor administration.
The work is expected to be completed shortly. Trevor Thorne, CBC News.
To sports now, the West Indies slumped to a humiliating defeat last evening, losing by 176 runs against Australia in that third and final test. Resuming their second innings on day 3 on 99 for 6, the day-night encounter, the Aussies were bowled out for 121 to leave the Windies needing 204 for victory. Alzari Joseph took a career best 5 for 27, while Shamar Joseph picked up 4 for 34. So in reply, player of the match and of the series, Mitchell Starc, captured the fastest 5-wicket haul in Test cricket history. Off 15 balls, he ended with 6 wickets for 9 runs and passed the 400 wickets in the process as the Windies were dismissed for just 27. That's the Windies' lowest ever Test score and the second lowest by any team. Scott Boland took 3 for 2, inclusive of a hat-trick. Look at the highlights from the Windies innings. So the T20 International Series begins on Sunday. That's news until now. We'll have more news on TV8 coming up at 12 noon. Morning Barbados is back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment's Bridges television series is back. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. on CBC TV 8. Don't you miss it.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV 8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about solar ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
11 after 7 now as we meet a Bajan Afar who resides in Canada but who just can't sit still. And there's a reason for that. Her name is Sharon Niles. She'll give me that reason out to you. Sharon, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. How do you do?
I am doing fabulous. We're having a little bit of Bajan weather, so that's always a good thing.
What does that mean, Bajan weather? Describe that for me.
Well, it's not cold, and we're celebrating, I think, about 23 degrees, so we'll take it.
That's a North American weather for us. That's not a Bajan. A Bajan weather for us is 30 degrees Celsius, and we good. We're good.
Yes.
All right. And so here it is. You left Barbados when you were about 14 years old, and you've been there forevermore. And so you found a way to immerse yourself while there, but you found a way also to maintain who you are, a Barbadian and a Caribbean woman. And you're driven in many ways. So talk to me a little bit about having made the move, what it meant to settle in a foreign land.
You know, it's actually been very interesting, and I need to shamelessly plug my journey was able to be co-authored into a book. And, you know, because of that journey, being humble from Barbados, from Sergeant's Village, shout out to all of my Garrisonians as well, coming over to the U.S. was definitely a huge change, a cultural change, a rites of passage change. And then essentially after that, we decided to call Canada home. And that in itself was also a material change as well, because now you're career driven, you're career bound, you don't know exactly what the world has for you in store. And it was really a matter of staying grounded to who you are, just remembering those roots and allowing that to actually, I guess, extend you into the spaces that you can now call your home, your career. It was all started right there in Barbados.
But you had to, in some way, adapt yourself because, you know how we do it here. We wake up and we say good morning to whomever. We say what, as we enter a room, we say good morning, good afternoon, whatever. But that doesn't necessarily happen there. In terms of the cultural shift, how was it for you?
You know, it's so funny because I'm listening to those beautiful athletes that's going over to Guyana, and every time you speak to them, they said, yes, please, or there was a salutation. You know, that is something that is tremendously missed because we're always going. There isn't really a pause in life like you can have sometimes in Barbados. So it's really just like an adrenaline ride. Everything is always very, very fast paced, and you're off to the next milestone even before you get to celebrate the one that you have now. So it's definitely been a shift for sure.
Here in Barbados, we see people who look like ourselves. There in North America, how easy it is for you to see people who look like yourself or sound like yourself who have a similar experience. What's that like for you?
But you know what? We tend to celebrate whenever we see each other. So even though, you know, it's just one of those things. We went to a function over the weekend, and it was an award function. And as I was sitting there, the chef came out, and just by him walking by, you saw the Barbadian and the Canadian flag. And I said, oh my goodness, that's a brother from the soil. So we had to be connected. We had to exchange numbers. And that's the way you kind of build the community, because Canada is so vast and we're so separated that any opportunity that you get to see someone from at home, you have to embrace it.
So you've been setting about to build that community bit by bit, moment by moment. And so you found a purpose while there. What for you now would you say is your purpose in Canada?
Well, you know what? My purpose in Canada right now is one of leadership, direction, and mentorship. I am multifaceted. And not because, I just like to work 24/7, but because of the fact that we understand hard work pays off. And as a result of that, even though my background is in IT, program management, etc., I did feel like if I needed that cultural pull, being in Barbados, I love NIFCA, I love Barbados Dance Theater. There really was not that outlet here. So we immersed ourselves into the cultural aspect, which is called the Toronto Caribbean Carnival. So now we bring a little bit of crop over to Toronto every August. For those who cannot make it home, at least then they can make it down the lakeshore, and we embrace ourselves as being the first Barbadian band in the Toronto Carnival. And we can say that with certainty in almost the past 25 years.
Congratulations. But finding the revelers, how did you go about doing that? You could have said, I'll have a band, not just the two of us, because that's not a band. So how did you go about building mass in terms of getting able to have the numbers to have a significant impact?
You know what? The one thing that we've always said was that we are Barbadian owned. We're not Barbadian only.
Aha.
So anyone that has an affiliation, a connection, you visited Barbados, you have a friend, right? Those are the folks that we've been able to attract, and they just have a love affair with Barbados. One of the things that you will see is that we've actually embraced an entire pan orchestra as part of our band this year, and they are legacy mass men as well. And the one thing that they've shared with me was their wedding pictures and their honeymoon pictures from Cape Shepherd from the early 80s.
Wow.
So there is always a connection, something that really speaks to the essence of Barbados, and that is what we should be proud of.
When you look at the map on the picture behind you, and you do not, you can't even see the little dot known as Barbados, but it's packing a punch in the world today. How does that make you feel where you sit? That in this vast world, this little dot is able to be as significant as it is.
It's so funny because that is the analogy that I hold for myself. Any room that I walk into, I bring that energy with me. I bring that pride with me. And I literally show up my authentic self. So it piques the curiosity. It piques the conversation. We have so many different cultural norms, but we are so similar in so many different capacities. So that truly has been, I will be that gem in that space, and people just gets attracted to it. And that's how we have been able to grow and expand our network. Whereas now, it's not only Barbadians, but it's everyone that has a connection to success, a connection to seeing Caribbean women and leaders excel. And that has been really my mantra going forward.
Wow. Talk to me about the charity work you do there.
Yes. I actually stumbled onto the charity work because it was a cold call. I've always been connected one way or the other to a cause because I've seen it either in my own family or by extension, people that I've known. And the special needs community is so underrepresented. As a result, and I don't want to say that it's a stigma, but you can see all the beautiful pageantry of Carnival, but you just never see us represented in that space. So my whole thing was, why aren't we there? Why aren't we advocating for people of all abilities? And why aren't we making Carnival fully accessible? So I kind of went on my own journey with that. I connected with an amazing charity here, and we've actually decided to bring Carnival to a space that they've never seen before. And as a result of that, we hosted 2,000 special needs kids and young adults at something called Danceable this year, right here in Toronto. And the pageantry and the excitement that you're seeing, they've never seen a Moko Jumbi. They were embracing of the feathers. It was so representative of what the Caribbean culture and what Barbados is about. We just have a love affair of embracing people. And as we walked through the entire event, everyone was just so connected and proud to just be part of the Caribbean culture. And that was a mission accomplished for me.
Oh, I love it. That is such a heartwarming story. The passion you have is a passion similar to mine, where I agree with you that people of different abilities are just as important to be integrated as anyone else of a different ability. And I just see that what we call to be normal is just a different ability. So why can't we be treated as the one who has a disability?
Exactly. Yes. And you know, it's just so funny because my sincere apologies for crossing you, because a lot of folks always figure that everything needs to be quiet, right? And you know what? My guests, they love noise. They love partying. Like they were on the dance floor the entire time.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of us like looking after, not holding those stigmas in ourselves and understanding that, you know what? Everyone can enjoy that space and really be part of what our culture is about.
Because we forget that people with different abilities are people who have a beating heart, who have a passion, who have love, who are in search of love, who are in search of connections, who are in search of the very things that we're in search of. And so therefore we have to be open in our mind and create those open spaces where they too can be a part and not be separate from. And that's why I think what you're doing there with your charity is so fantastic. And it's good to see, because we just shared with folks on the screen some of the video of the folks having a party, having a good time. But you do a lot more than that, Sharon. And so where do you find the time and the strength and the drive to do everything that you do?
You know what? We as Barbadians, we just have a tenacity and a willpower that is unimaginable. You know, I really have to commend that. I want to proudly plug as well that majority of my team is Barbadian. And we don't say we are Bajan. We just say that we are talented in what we do and we can compete in any particular platform. So and I have to shamelessly plug because he's in Barbados along with my content manager as well. So Kevin Headley, you know, one of the best website developers, user experience online that you could ever think of, has been part of the Lux brand for at least 5 to 6 years. He created our logo, which is a mirror of the trident with the maple leaf that speaks to us being Bajan Canadian. And then everyone else in our management team are really part of the ecosystem that we are actually building here in Toronto. So I wanted to say good morning to him. I want to say good morning to Desiree, Jordan, hi Keita, and everybody else that's on the island that has been supporting the band through thick and thin, because it has not been easy. So they've been supporting the band and also the team here in Toronto that's been carrying the mantle forward. So although it seems as if I'm very busy, there is an amazing team, a collective of Barbadians that are just getting the job done.
You've just hit a good nail on the head. We'll take a break here. We'll come back and we'll talk about the band and the brand in just a moment with Sharon Niles. We're right back after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that.
25 7 o'clock, we're connecting with Bajan Canadian. I say Bajan, Sharon Niles from Sergeant's Village. You remember her face? I'm sure you do. Sharon, again, welcome back. And so, maybe, yeah, I'm sure that folks in Sergeant's Village are saying, I remember her, you know. She was a little girl. She did this, she did that. She got some lashes for it as well as it goes, which is the Bajan thing, of course. But here it is. When we took the break, you were just talking about the band. And the band is called Lux. For a reason.
Yes.
What does
Yes,
that mean?
It is lavish, unique experiences, and we are lavish in how we celebrate our culture. We are unique in the fact that we are a boutique band, so there is something very different about us. And every time you're part of Lux, you are part of an experience. So that is really the meaning behind the Lux brand. And, you know, that is something that we truly hold proud, very, very proud of it.
What propelled you to form the band?
What propelled me to form the band is very interesting because we were bringing we always came down for crop over, and we were part of crop over for at least 5 years. And I never forget, we were just doing production and just, you know, preparing to get ready to go to Spring Garden. And 3 Canadian women, they were in the section. And as we were fitting them, one of the women had a prosthetic breast. And that stopped me in my tracks. It really did, because I didn't realize how important Carnival is and celebrating is, because it wasn't just about partying down on the lakeshore. It was really a matter of celebrating life, celebrating a new chapter. And I was completely taken away that, you know what? We as custodians and agents of this culture need to get it together. We need to stop serving our carnival in a brown paper bag and serve it on the gold platter that it should be. So I've taken up in the mantle of forming my own band. I will also have to shamelessly plug that my partner and my managing director, Chad Wickham, has been totally a part of this journey, also Barbadian as well, from Combermere. So have to give a shout out to the Combermere community.
Yes,
and when we came over here, we decided that we're going to start as a section, get our feet wet, and then we applied for status as a new band. And within 1 year, we were able to make Small Band of the Year for 2024. So that trajectory has been ongoing, and that has really been the impetus of why I actually started the band in the first place.
And it's such a wonderful story to hear, where, again, the inclusivity, the recognition that there are people who are different, but even in our difference, we can still have a good time like everyone else. And so Lux for me is luxuriate. And so here it is, you're creating an experience where people can actually feel good. It is more than simply having had the drink or the bandana. It is about having the experience. And so you've built it around that, what that experience is, the takeaway, so to speak. And so being able, that challenge is therefore, to my mind, to maintain the experience. How do you, year on year, thereafter, assure your revelers that they will get the same or greater experience?
You know, the one thing I've always hold close was, it's not about the market, it's about the marketing. And we need to stay connected to our masqueraders, whereas we share with them what we're doing. They can see that the proceeds of them jumping in the band or purchasing a costume is extended to so many different causes. So they're also part of that ecosystem as well. When we do Dance Able, we're actually doing another Caribbean special needs event called Mass Abilities. So every time they invest in the band, they see how we invest in our community. And that has been what has made us very, very unique. Also the fact that we are raising the Bajan flag, whereas the Barbadian community can actually see there is a Bajan band in Toronto. So that in itself has been an immense pride as well. And that's exactly how we've been continuing to connect with our masqueraders. We are so proud that we have masqueraders coming in from Malta. We have masqueraders coming in from the Netherlands. We have our masqueraders here in Toronto, and we obviously have our masqueraders from the US. So we're looking forward to having an amazing time on the road.
You've built a global brand indeed, and there it is. And so one of the things about MAS is the band house experience. Do you create that? Do you create that for your revelers there as well?
Yes, we do, but we're very, very innovative. So our band house experience is all virtual. So you get to connect with us. You get to actually try on your costume. You get to see the textures and the close detail.
Wow.
And that is all through the innovation of what we can do online. Let's face it, everyone is shopping on Amazon. So it's one of those things right now, whereas then why are you having the conventional band house with the overhead when you can actually just bring the band house to the customer globally? So that's really one of the shifts in what we've done. But interesting enough as well, when it comes to the younger community, we actually create workshops and pop-ups that they can also come and help build the MAS so they can understand the history and the legacy behind it as well.
Wow. Sharon, but you stop for just a moment sometimes. Do you reflect on who you are and how far you've come?
You know, it was so funny that one of my masqueraders made me pause. Made me pause because this year especially, we did a 3-day campaign when it came to actually launching for our 2025 season. It started with the book launch. That was the Friday night. Then it went right into the band launch in a local area here in Toronto with one of our sponsors. And then the Sunday, we did a very lush, lavish event called Lush, right in the heart of Toronto. So one of my models was like, Sharon, you just launched 3 things consecutively that most bands, triple our size, have not been able to execute flawlessly. You got to stop and you got to say, I did it. And it was at that moment that it was okay to clap for yourself. Yes. You know, you're not being proud and you're not being pompous, but you truly are doing really great work. And it's okay to celebrate it once in a while. So because the season is going to finish in 2 weeks, after August, then we'll be able to celebrate a little bit more.
You talked about the book, and the book is called Living, Loving and Thriving, Our Stories of Resilience and Hope in a New Country. This book is written by you. Why did you think you needed to tell this story of living, loving and thriving?
Well, you know what? It's interesting because it's a collective of 6 co-authors that came together. We did not know each other, but we all have an immigrant journey at the end of the day. And if someone is looking to take on that journey, there's so many mixed emotions. People are so quick to say, you know what? Their fear should not be your shackle. That is one of the things that I want to resonate, right? And part of the book is waiting for that shift to change and understanding that when you are navigating, whatever you're planting now will grow, right? It doesn't matter what people throw on it. It doesn't matter how people perceive it. As long as you believing in it, it will grow. And that in itself is the journey that I encountered from going to school in Brooklyn, from really taking a stand in terms of what I believed in, always believe in owning my own business. It doesn't matter how many accolades I have or how many degrees that I have, but truly own your own. And that has been the trajectory that has really landed me here today. Wow. So that's part of the book. That's part of the journey. Any doubts that you have, just always be cemented on your why, and then you just keep going.
That's brilliant advice indeed. Be cemented on your why and just keep going. You know, there's a gentleman who we know here known as Tony Olton who says we never lose, we learn. We don't lose, we learn. And it's to be able to take hold of the lesson to improve upon. And so if you can adapt that and adopt it emotionally, nothing shakes your confidence. Nothing at all shakes your confidence. I see you nodding away because that's been your experience indeed in grabbing hold of those and being thankful for it and reshaping your view of it and to recognize that you are even more resilient than sometimes you think of yourself. And I asked you the question before we talked about the book because I don't know if you know for yourself who you truly are in your thinking. You do what you do. I think you understand the purpose, but there's a little bit of me that says, has Sharon really stopped to smell the flowers? To take pause, to look at the picture and see this is actually taking shape. But sometimes we get so busy, we don't take the time to recognize the distance we've traveled. And so the book now confirms it for me that you have taken time to look at the distance that you've traveled, to understand the steps that you've already made and accomplished. Who are the other co-authors of the book? Just so I give them credit.
Oh, definitely. And I just have to give a complete shout out to Demiola Kuku, a Nigerian visionary who is the brainchild behind the book. You have Rosemary Davis from Jamaica. We also have, it's a collection of women. I can't speak to every single one of them, but the thing about it is that our stories were so powerful that we were able to have Judge Appel, which is the first immigration Black judge to be the one to give us a forward. Nice. And also then the Judge Rochelle, who is the sitting judge right now, to also come out and extend her hand and her support. So we're standing on the shoulders of giants, and I want someone, especially those beautiful Barbadian young ladies, to stand on my shoulders. Wow. Because if we don't pay it forward, then we are not doing ourselves any service, and we truly have not accomplished any purpose. So it's no longer about me. It's really about that generation that's coming forward and what they can do and leverage based on what I've actually experienced.
Wow. Well done indeed. Do you get a chance to look at Kadooment 1, and what's your assessment? There's the pigeon. Talk to me. What is your assessment of Grand Kadooment?
Oh my goodness, we just love Barbados. Like going through Collymore Rock, somebody saying that they're going to meet you on Black Rock, heading down. I'm still saying Spring Garden. I know that it has changed, but just the embracing of it, that is one of the things that I truly love about Cropover. I would never forget, we were coming down Warrens. We kind of got stuck there by the stadium, and some of the helpers in the band was like, look, hold on, man, I'm coming back now, because that was it, right? And they came back with a pancart of Akis. Now, listen, no one ever forgot that. No one ever forgot that. It was just a simple subtlety like that that really brought the culture together. And then everyone was just having a really good time. So that's the nostalgia that we hold on to. I just have to echo, don't lose our essence. Like, I love Trinidad Carnival, but there is something truly special about Cropover. And I truly hope that we continue to build on what is indigenous to Barbados, because it's a beautiful, beautiful cultural experience.
Wow, Sharon Niles, you got me almost in tears to hear it coming from your lips. Indeed, thank you so much for joining us this morning. You're such a fascinating woman, doing brilliant things, not for self, but for others indeed. And so, Patricia Ben, who is watching from the United States, she's saying, can you see it on your screen? She says, congratulations to you, Sharon Niles, and the team. Lux, continue being the best at what you endeavor. And so our commenters on our social media are really paying attention to what you're doing. You can find her online, by the way, Lux Carnival founder, she is. Just look for her names. Google Sharon Niles and see what it is that she's been doing indeed. So Sharon, thank you for joining us from Canada. We wish you the very best with all of your future endeavors indeed, and hope to see you when you come to Barbados soon, okay?
I will make that my mission. Thank you, and it was an honor.
You're welcome indeed. Morning Barbados takes a break here. We're back in just a moment.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons, which will surprise many, is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end, and what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
This is a challenge. Conflict resolution. We need to set a better example for the youth. This is a challenge. People, we need to do better. This is a challenge. Stop the war and care for each other. Every day is too much damn hate. Every day is too much damn fighting. Please remember God is great. Stop the war, let me start uniting. Stop all the killing. Stop all the bad man thing. Stop all the hating. And done with the bad mind thing. No, peace is the nation. Time to bring back peace in the island. Please remember life is a blessing. Help your brother, care for your sister. This is a challenge. People, we need to do better. This is a challenge. Stop the war and care for each other. Every day is too much damn hate. Every day is too much damn fighting. Please remember God is great. Stop the war, let me start uniting. Love is the answer. Peace is the solution. Children are the future. Teach them the new mission. No, peace is the mission. Time to bring back peace in the island. Please remember life is a blessing. Help your brother, care for your sister. This is a challenge. People, we need to do better. This is a challenge. Stop the war and care for each other. Every day is too much damn hate. Every day is too much damn fighting. Please remember God is great. Stop the war, let me start uniting. Time to wise up, time to wise up, time to wise up, time for we rise up. Time to wise up, time to wise up, time to wise up, time for we rise up. This is a challenge. People, we need to do better. This is a challenge. Stop the war and care for each other. Every day is too much damn hate. Every day is too much damn fighting. Please remember God is great. Stop the war, let me start uniting. This is a challenge. People, we need to do better. This is a challenge. Stop the war and care for each other. Every day is too much damn hate. Every day is too much damn fighting. Please remember God is great. Stop the war, let me start uniting.
It's a challenge, people. We could do better. Indeed, we can do better. My good friend, Versi Wild, is across from me. It's his challenge. And so he's issued a challenge to all of us. Versi, good morning.
Good morning to you, Pearson.
Good morning. It is so good to see you again. Our hours are not allowing us to cross paths.
That's very true.
But, you know, you've taken up a really good cause. Why?
The country needs it. And people are fed up of the senseless violence. People are fed up of the hate. But some people are trying by posting on their social media platforms. But I say, you know what, because of my popularity, if I can encourage people to send me their videos and put it on my platforms and encourage people to share it, the message will reach a lot further, because the more people that hear about peace, the more we can encourage people to, you know, focus on conflict resolution instead of just being violent. There's so much we can say. There's so many things going through my mind all at once.
I know.
So much I can say.
But oftentimes people will want to say, what are DJs? You all need to do better.
True.
And you've taken that up and said, you know what? I'll lead by example.
It's true.
We can do better, fellas.
It's true.
And so you're asking your DJ community, you're asking every one of us to take the challenge.
Correct.
Let's begin to turn the tide and make something positive. We can do better.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, and so in terms of how it works, because I've been following your IG page too.
Okay.
So I have seen a flood of people who've taken it. Does that surprise you?
No. But I must say I'm very proud, because somebody can see your post and just go by it. You don't know if they like what you're doing or not, because they're not liking it, they're not sharing it, right? But when people actually answer the challenge and send me videos, we explain how they can do that later, and to express their concern about the violence and how they really need it to stop. It makes me proud to see that people from all walks of life, as they say, are proud of me. That's good. But more importantly, are accepting the challenge and are speaking out against the violence and against the hate. So I'm very proud. Just talking about it, I can actually feel it inside. I'm proud of my people.
And that's good. And that's important that you feel it, because you've created a movement. And so having created a movement, people are moving with you. And that's a powerful, powerful spirit. And so it rests in you. And I'm glad that you've been obedient to that call that came within you and birthed it into something that's been happening now. And so with the flood of people coming, what are they saying to you?
People are messaging me directly saying that the country needs this challenge. People are, of course, sending videos. Have you seen? I have a different challenge, keeping up with the amount of videos coming in.
Exactly.
But it can never be too. They can never be too many. You know.
Yes.
Right. So how I'm looking at it is like this: the more people that speak out, the more likely people will listen. There are some people, let's be real, no matter what you say, they're going to do foolishness, right? I would love everyone to change, but the more people we can encourage to be peaceful, to forgive, to leave out the violence, find other solutions, the better it is for the country. And we always must remember the youngsters coming up. A lot of the youngsters have gone astray, unfortunately, but some can be pulled back. It's not too late to pull back some of them. And the even younger ones coming up, the more, like, social media dominates the world right now, let's be real. So you tend to find more negative things on social media than positive. So the more positivity we can put on social media, the more the youngsters who are on social media all the time, they can say, you know what, Versi says it's cool to leave out the violence, Pearson says it's cool to leave out the violence, whoever, that will encourage them to go the peaceful path instead of the conflict. You know?
And so, I mean, and you speak as a parent yourself.
Yes.
So you understand the reason the change, the shift in this society.
Yes.
And so talk to me a little bit about that, how you, as a parent, what you see in terms of how society's morals have changed and what you would want it to be.
Boy, society has really changed a lot. Morals have changed a lot. It's cool to be bad and it's nerdy to be nice.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it happened so fast. To me, the switch happened quickly, right? So I want the youngsters out there that feel it's cool to be a bad man. Which camera should they look at? Which camera should they look at?
Find one. They will find that. You're looking right. You're doing right.
Good. I want the youngsters to know it's not cool to be bad. It's not cool to be a bad man. I've met all types of people in my life. I've met some of the most notorious gangsters out there, and they told me, Versi, I sorry got into this life. So instead of aspiring to be like that, know that these people that are into that regret it. Most of them, especially the older ones, they regret being gangsters and stuff, and wish they hadn't taken that path. It doesn't make sense joining a path that the people who are in it longer than you regret doing. So there are ways that you can be popular without doing negative things. Right? Yeah.
Well said. Well said. So replace the negative with the positive.
Yes.
And that's the whole thing. I know we like to say stop, but I always keep saying you don't. Nobody just stops. When you stop, you die.
Good point.
So you can. What you do is replace.
Good point.
And that's the whole point. So if you show them what's possible, then they take the other possibility as opposed to the other one that's negative. But you have to be able to provide that opportunity for them to be able to do so.
True.
And so your peace challenge allows right thinking people, as well as people who are not so right thinking, to be able to pause for just a moment and say, you know what? That makes sense.
Very good point.
That's making a lot of sense.
Very good point.
And because it's making a lot of sense, I too can.
Yes. Another way I'm looking at it, Pearson, is like a lot of people are followers. Right? Everyone doesn't have a natural leadership ability in them. With that being said, if people keep saying if it looks to some people that the majority of people are going down a negative path, they will tend to follow that. So the more of us that can show them positivity, the more people that would follow us on the positive path. That's the way I'm looking at it as well.
Brilliant. That is absolutely true. I'll take a break right here. When we come back, we'll continue talking about how you too can join the Peace Challenge, folks. And we'll also share with you some of the other peace messages that Versi has been coming in. He started a flood, and I know he can handle the flood, but we want you to join the passion. Join this because we can do better. Back in a moment.
I accept your peace challenge. I always preach about peace. I love peace. I never forget. I love peace. But to achieve real peace, we as human beings, we need to be more loving and more kind to each other. We gotta left out this meeting, and they will read. We are all in this together. We are all brothers. We need to love one another, and we need to love more to finally achieve the ultimate of peace. Well, have a great day. God bless.
This is a challenge. People, we need to do better. This is a challenge.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons which will surprise many is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end, and what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists. to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Blessings, Versi. This is your girl now. And I do accept your peace challenge because the violence and the hate we have in our country, that's not the kind of energy we wish to have in our space, nor the message that we wish to send to our kids. So, here's a girl now telling you she accepts your peace challenge. Peace and love, bro.
This is a challenge. People, we need to do better. This is a
So the question is, do you accept the challenge? I say yes, you can accept the challenge. And how do we do so, Versi? How do we then do like the rest, get these videos to you?
It's very simple. All you have to do is do a video of you saying, Versi, I accept your peace challenge. And then in your own words, let me know and Barbados know that you're tired of the violence, you're tired of the hate. It's up to you how you want to say that part. Just be yourself. But make sure you start off the video saying, Versi, I accept your peace challenge. So just do that. You can send it to me via my Instagram DM. That's at VersiWild, VERSWEWILD. You can DM it to me, and you can look at my profile and see my WhatsApp number there as well.
Yes.
My Instagram profile, you can send it that way as well. I'll handle the rest. I'll edit it and stuff and put it on my platform. A lot of other people will share it, and that will really help the peace mission.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it is indeed a peace mission. So, folks, we all do it. Let's all do it. You know, perhaps I should challenge the Mornin Barbados crew. I
think you should.
Production crew, all of you. Perhaps we should do a special Mornin Barbados peace challenge message.
I love it. I love it.
And send it out. See, we're all going to put it in my head now. And so we will consider that as a production crew and get this how we get this all done.
Yes,
because
nice.
we are all in this together, to
Yes.
use that catchphrase again. And so we can do better. We want you to accept the challenge. Again, remind us how to do it and send it to you.
Yes. Just do a video saying, Versi.
Landscape, portrait. How would you prefer? It doesn't matter.
I edit them myself. We got you covered, yes.
Yes.
So, Versi, I accept the peace challenge. Then in your own words, you can say you're tired of the violence, you're tired of the hate. And if anything crosses your mind about how people can avoid getting into violent situations and think more positively, feel free to do that as well. If you're shy and you're not very well spoken, you can keep it short and sweet, no problem. If you're one of those people that like to talk and express yourself a lot, have at it. It's up to you. But make sure you start it off saying, Versi, accept the peace challenge, and make sure you send it to me, and I'll put it out there.
Right. And the Instagram page is at VersiWild.
Yes, please.
Right, at VersiWild.
Yes,
or
please.
you can send it by WhatsApp if you choose to do so as well.
Yes, yes.
But the sooner you accept the speed, look, the information is right there on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. It's right there on your screen.
Yes.
That's where you send it. It doesn't matter where in Barbados you're from. It doesn't matter if you're Barbadian overseas either.
Yes, a few of them have sent videos as well. A few people from overseas
as well?
Yes, please.
And that's good. That's good. It's gone global.
Yes.
You like the sound of that? You like the sound of that? It's gone global.
Gone global, man.
And so all of you who are watching from overseas as well, you can join this as well. Take the peace challenge. And you know, in sharing the positive message, we turn the tide in our society because we want just positive vibes around us. As we change that into positive vibes, we reduce the stressors and therefore the violence that we see happening in our society.
May I interject, Pearson?
Sure.
I want people to know this isn't just for crop over, you know. Don't feel that when they're going and stopping. I'm doing this right through, right? This is a peace mission. No, I didn't say my song is a crop over. You didn't either. You realize what's going on, right? So yes, it's crop over. Yes, it's crop over season. Yes, they're DJs playing it and stuff, which is good. They will perform it at a few shows, but the mission is past crop over. The mission is never ending. As long as we need to do it to get the country to calm down, we're doing this thing.
Roger Macmillan, who lives in the States, of course, he's on Barbados at the moment on holiday. He says, I accept your challenge. Thanks to Raj.
Thanks.
Indeed. And so all of you, take the challenge, the peace challenge, send it to Instagram at VersiWild, as you see on your screen, and let's do the journey. Let's continue the journey together with Versi, indeed. Versi, thank you. Wish you well. We will, as a team, figure out how we'll do this.
I really appreciate that.
Of course, buddy. Always, always, indeed. And perhaps next time we'll have you back to talk about your crop over song.
Yes, that's no problem.
Good man. Yes. All the best indeed. And so, folks, that's it for today. My little crew joins me in saying to all of you, thank you. Have a lovely today. Be it the will of the Lord. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.